Well, how do you do, buckaroos? We are live, 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 live. Sometimes I break into AM radio voice for no reason. Hey, how the heck are this? Is an impromptu video. Typically, my camera on my laptop is so well, it just sucks. I was gonna say unpredictable, then I decided to go straight to sex. Uh, That's typically when I do a live video. I can't plan it because I never know if the damn thing is going to work or not. So, well, I can tentatively kind of set it up. So I typically do them on my phone, but I hate the angle that the phone gives you. So I thought, well, I'm going to try one time to see if it'll work. And so far, it's working, but let's see if it goes all the way through. So I'm going to start with one I picked up a couple weeks ago, a Bur Oak Old 63. I do a 2 beer video. How about that? 4.5% called an American Pilsner. Bur Oak Brewing Company out of Columbia, Missouri. So slow down, enjoy the ride. Other than that, they don't tell you anything else about the beer. However, although I didn't pull up the website at this particular moment, when I did a video for this beer, it does say on their website that it uses, if I remember correctly, it uses 2-row Pilsner malt and flaked corn. So it does use some corn to get that classic American Pilsner flavor. So for those of you that might say, well, Tom, what's the difference between that and a macro? Well, there's a couple of differences. One is quality of ingredients. The other is quantity of ingredients. They're not using corn in a way to cheapen the beer or make it cheaper to purchase or sell. They're using the corn to achieve a certain flavor of a classic American style pilsner, and that is the difference. Using my classic Pilsner glass here, my Hard Rock St. Louis glass. The Hard Rock in St. Louis is the only one that we visited. Seamus really loved that one here at Union Station in St. Louis. This does have a little sweetness on the nose, as you might suspect. It is a little earthy, a little grassy on the nose as well, but I'm not detecting any off flavors or aroma or any off aromas. I guess I haven't taken a taste yet, but I've had it already, so I know. Let me just take a big old drink, then I can say that again. See, no hop flavors either. Yeah, it's just a very easy to drink beer. Again, this was a 12.99. 12.99. Yeah, believe that or not, 12.99 a 12 pack. So that works out to 6.50 a 6 pack. That is less expensive than many top tier macros at that particular store that I bought it at anyway. And I don't know. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know why you purchase those products when you get a craft beer for less money. It just doesn't make sense, man. But there's no accounting for taste for those macro drinkers. And I'm just kidding. See, that wasn't nice of me. Let me take that back. And see, so that's what craft beer drinkers do wrong. What I just did is I made fun of you for drinking what you like. There was no, so some people revisit those familiar flavors just because they want a familiar taste. The same reason you go back to certain fast food restaurants because they have a familiar taste. Nobody thinks some of those familiar fast food restaurants have the best food, but they have a familiar taste that you want every once in a while, and that's what those macros are for you. However, there are alternatives, and in some cases, for not a lot of the knock on craft beers. One is pretentious, and two, it's expensive. And here you have a beer that's neither. It's not pretentious or expensive. So I mean, it is a nice classic American style pilsner, and it is also affordable. See what I did there? I kind of did something for a reason there, just so I could bring it back. Anyways, I digress. Oh, excuse me. I am typically in bed by this time of night, even on the weekends, because, well, I am old. But with the Olympics on, I found myself staying up later, even during the week, and just being tired at work because they do the prime time, but then they do some live footage, after the news at 10. So been staying up later to catch stuff, but here it is the weekend. Oh, it's just a very good, just wet your whistle beer. It really is. It would be the perfect after work beer. If you come in hot and sweaty, just want something to knock back real fast. That's what a beer like this is for. This would be the quintessential shower beer if you're into such things. Uh, I don't do it often, but I do find a shower beer enjoyable upon occasion. For me, it was the shower beer is one of those things when I've had one of those days, not necessarily a rough day, but a hard day. When I'm really beat, I'm just pushed, man. I walk in the house, I start pulling off my clothes the second I walk in the door. I go to the fridge, I grab that beer, I pop it open, I take a swig, I go to the shower, I get the water running, I take another big swig, I get in the shower, get that beer where I can grab it, do the thing in the water, shake it all about, and then just pound the beer. For me, that's when a shower beer hits the spot. And this would really be that quintessential shower beer. I don't like to use a real heavy or even a big flavorful craft beer because a beer like that I want to sit and enjoy and relax to. A beer like this, you just want to you have the ability to knock back, and I think that's what a shower beer is, just something you can just knock back without really thinking about. When you don't want that cheap adjunct laden beer, you can have something like this. So there you go. Let me set that down for just a second. Why? Because we like you. When my children were little, of course, you won't grow up watching the Mickey Mouse Club, at the end of Mickey Mouse Club, he says, why? MIC, see you real soon. KEY, why? Because we like you. So when the kids would always ask why, I always say, why? Because we like you. And it would irritate them to no end, especially my daughter. My son will kind of shrug it off, but it really irritated my daughter when I said that. Anyways, had a moment today with my daughter now that she has kids of her own. There were times I used to irritate her, and my wife would say, "Why do you do that?" And I say, "Because it amuses me." And today, my daughter was telling us a story of her doing something similar to her son, just making him scratch his head, thinking about a specific thing. Hey, how the heck are you, RC? How are you?
Oh shoot! I came in on the. I'll be right back. I came in on the wrong camera. It's like didn't pay the electric bill or something right now. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Well, yeah, I got like a. There you go.
Okay.
Hey, my golly, well, with that angle right there that you saw, RC Jones, you would think he was a black guy. I digress, man. Now, where was I at in my story? I'll tell him that when he comes back on. She was, making him scratch his head, thinking about something. And then she says, "Oh my gosh, I'm turning into my dad." Anyway, because it amuses me. Anyways, but I digress. Hey, are you back, RJ?
Yeah, that's much better now. So,
well, see, I tried to say it before you left. I said it just as you were getting off the camera. I said, "Boy, with that angle and the way that was set up, you would think RC was a black guy."
You would think that. But no, it's like I can't connect with Chrome because something weird on it. So I had to come in through Internet Explorer. I don't know. These computers, you figure them out. They're just crazy.
Well, see, I had a similar thing because originally I had Firefox on here, but Firefox wouldn't go through, so I used Chrome. But I can't use only from on this particular computer. Only Chrome will work.
Huh. So I guess it's just weird how that works. So
yeah, I can't figure it out either.
But I need to go get a beer. You going to be on for a little bit? So
yeah, go ahead, grab a beer. I'll keep you happy.
All right, I'll be right back.
So our RC Jones, RJ, I call him, has a great beer channel. You should check him out if you haven't yet. Anybody that might watch me that isn't aware of RC Jones yet. All right, I'm just about finished with this one. So while I'm waiting on RC, I will get started. I was pouring myself. I went Irish for a second. I poured myself. I went leprechaun. I went full on leprechaun on you. I'm just pouring myself. Pouring myself a shot of whiskey. My ancestry is mostly Irish, with some German in there. In fact, my dad was exactly 50% Irish, 50% German. But I've always felt that I've taken more after the Irish side because I like to hang out in pubs, and I've never once had the inclination to invade Poland or enslave Jews. Anyways, I digress. I kid the Germans because, there's a lot of material there. RJ went to get himself a beer. While he did that, I poured myself a little whiskey. And I said I was going to make this 2-beer video. I was warming up with that one. I already had this one ready to go. My Boulevard Tough Kitty Milk Stout, 5.5%, 27 IBU. And I bought this, actually quite a while back. I didn't realize I still had one left. It got hid in the back of the fridge, and sometimes that happens. So I figure I'd pop this one, get it ready to go, get it pouring, and let it rest while I finish that other beer up.
I am back.
He's back. And what are you drinking, RC?
So I went to go downstairs, and I have from Quaff Brothers, one of our local breweries, a Wee Honey, Wee Heavy Ale.
Oh, nice. So what are the stats on that?
This one is 11.9% ABV.
Oh, damn.
They actually use pecans in here, which is nice.
You're kicking it big tonight.
Well, yeah, I just came down on a little one. I had 7. I was on another stream earlier. They were doing Stout Night on Malton of Montreal's channel.
Oh, nice.
So I had a Mendocino Stout Imperial over there. I had the Lagunitas Imperial Stout, the big 22-ounce bottle. And then I had one of the Dark Horse Brewing Fort Smoke Stout.
Oh, I love that beer.
Yeah.
That's a great beer. Oh, my goodness.
And then now I'm having this one. So I'll
Boy, that's a lot of ABV, my friend. You're tough.
Good thing it's the weekend.
That's right. Well, cheers. I'm just finishing up a Pilsner, and I just poured myself a milk stout to drink next.
Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to go to lunch and get Indian, I think, so that'll soak up a lot of this.
So let me ask you a question, RJ or RC. Do you get Yingling in your neck of the woods?
Do I get what here?
Yingling?
We will, I think, I want to say it's March or whatever. Kentucky was added to their distribution, so they are coming this year. But it'll be within the next couple of months, I believe. I
can't get them in Missouri, but during my work route during the week, I'm in Arkansas, and they just got to Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, I saw they added them to Arkansas. They were talking about Michigan, too, but I think Michigan didn't go through. But and you got the Black and Tan, which is actually one of my favorites from them that I've had over the years.
The lager was okay. They only got 3 at the moment. The lager, the light, and the Black and Tan. Lager was okay. I didn't buy the light. But I got to say, I really did enjoy the Black and Tan.
Yeah, I do like the Black and Tan. And I think someone had asked you about the Lord Chesterfield, which I've never had, but I always heard good things about that one, too.
I can't get that one, but I would like to find it, yes.
Yeah, we're supposed to get like 4 of them, the black and tan, the lager, like you mentioned, and 2 of the other ones, I think Yingling Light and the, something else. And hopefully they'll open up the whole line at some point.
Yeah, I hope so too. A friend of mine told me they really like the porter.
Yeah. I enjoy their beers. I mean, even though the guy that runs them back Trump, I still like their beers.
Yeah, I have a friend that refers to him as Dickhead.
Yeah. I didn't drink it for a while.
Mostly for his anti-unions policy.
Yeah, that too, yeah. But yeah, I sent one of these to Todd as well, so Todd got to enjoy it. He really liked it too.
Oh, nice.
But I think Todd's out there. If you want, I could send him a thing if you want.
I sent him a link. I mean, you could send one too. I sent him a link. So if he wants to pop on, he might not know you're here.
We were talking about gaming earlier. So I know he's up. He was just watching me on the other channel for a little bit ago.
Well, you can go ahead and shoot him a link. Tell him you're on here if you like. I sent him a link earlier. So I'm also, RJ, you're also a bourbon guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm having a little bourbon, some tin cup bourbon. Have you had this one?
I've not had that one before.
It's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's adequate.
Yeah.
I bought it because it was on sale. Actually, typically runs about $33 a bottle. I paid $22. To be honest with you, I would never pay $33 for it. It's worth the $22, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it uses a mash from whiskey from Indiana and then cuts it with some Colorado single malt whiskey.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm thinking about going to one of our places here in Northern Kentucky so I can maybe shoot some video and try some bourbon and then upload it to the group you invited me into. We actually have...
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we have the largest bourbon bar in the world now here in Newport, Kentucky, which houses the most bourbons under one roof. So it used to be in Tokyo. So we now have that. So that'd be kind of cool to go check out and see all the different stuff and get some shots and everything.
Okay.
And,
yeah, that'd be great. And that particular group, I mean, feel free to post any pictures, videos, even if you have bourbon events or whiskey events, just post to that group.
Yeah, I have to get some more whiskey. The last whiskey I had, I was messing around drinking some Devil's Cut. So I used to drink that back in the day when I was working out, now I'm just drinking beer. What'd you say, Tom?
Okay.
Oh, there you go. You cut out a little bit.
Oh, there we go. How do you like the Devil's Cut?
I actually enjoy it. I mean, for some, I think it's a little more harsh, but I actually liked it. It's kind of got a little bit of a... I'm trying to think of the right word for it. It's kind of a little bit more of a grit your teeth type thing, kind of a rigor or something. It's just, it's kind of like almost like a workers' man bourbon type thing. It's kind of, I guess, I'm trying to say that I really like about it. It's not like.
I agree. I like the bold nature of it personally. It's big and woody. You get a whole lot of oak.
It's like you drink that, and it's kind of like that. Trying to sound like it's like sexist or whatever. Like it's got more of that manly type feel to it than some of the other ones, that you hold in your glass. So
it's bourbon, It's not for the weak, man.
Right.
It'll hurt you. Hey, have you tried the distiller's cut?
Huh?
Have you tried the distiller's cut, the Jim Beam distiller's
Oh,
cut?
no, I haven't tried that one yet. How'd you like that? I
sampled that the other day. I was at a store where I was doing a tasting, and they had a bottle to sample. And I haven't bought a bottle yet, but I tried it. I really enjoyed it. It runs about the same price as the Double Oak, the Jim Beam Double Oak does, about $21 a bottle. But it's a 100-proof whiskey. They say it's a blend of 5 to 6-year-old bourbons. And it's really tasty.
Well, I did the one review messing around with the Jim Beam Vanilla a while back, and funny, like a lot of people like that when I did it. So I said, well, maybe I'll do some more bourbon reviews on the channel too, but lot of people liked when I was doing the Jim Beam vanilla. So, which I enjoy bourbon. That's why I enjoy a lot of the bourbon barrel beers as well. I mean, being here in Kentucky, it's one of our key things in this state, obviously. So we get to see a lot of that good stuff and taste it, and we're always having bourbon tasting. So I enjoy the nice taste of whiskey. I like whiskey. I like gin as well. I like, vodka. The only one I really like tequila is like kind of that one. Like once you let tequila in, everything starts going a little crazy. It's like it's a good alcohol, but it's the one that doesn't get along good with others.
Yeah, I stay away from tequila. I think everybody has that one whiskey that makes them go a direction. For me, it's tequila. I've had friends tell me I can't drink whiskey; it makes me mean. Well, whiskey makes me happy. But tequila, it doesn't necessarily make me mean. But if I'm gonna get upset, it's gonna be on tequila.
Yeah, it's like if you're out at work, like we do stuff, like we do happy hours, and you're out there, and we'll do a couple shots of this and that, and it's like, oh, we're gonna do some shots of tequila. It's like, no, we are way too deep with the whiskey and everything now. Tequila gets in, it's gonna be a mess for everybody. Tequila has to be first in.
There's nothing worse than a tequila hangover. Of all the alcohols, tequila is the worst.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no tequila.
If you've ever had a tequila hangover, you know what I'm talking about.
For that, I got to build a wall, I guess you could say.
That'll keep those brown people out. Now they just got to figure out what to do with the black people. I was trying not to get into politics this video, but then you set me up. If you're going to toss the ball in the air, RJ, I'm going to hit it in the net.
That never happens, right?
I don't intentionally try to irritate folks, but I seem to think it happens, Yeah. Somebody will say something. I guess the part that cracks me up is that if you don't like Trump, you're somehow labeled as a snowflake. But if you say anything anti-Trump, then they get all upset and they unfriend you. So who's the snowflake in this bunch?
Yeah, it's kind of The funny thing is, not to take everything political in your show, but anytime that Trump says something, there's like an anti-Trump quote. It's like whatever he says, you easily find a contradiction where he said something else before. And it's like, like his team doesn't know people know how to fact check. And it's like, you just said this 2 years ago, or you just said this last year, or you just said this last week.
Well, they have a denial campaign. Then they deny they ever said it in the first place, even though it's quoted. Even though it's in print or on camera, they deny he ever did in the first place.
Right. And then you pull it up, and it's like, it's right here. Anyway.
But having said that, I guess that's one reason that I've never called myself a beer reviewer. My show, my segment, whatever it is, I like it to be a pub conversation. If you or I were sitting in a pub together right now, we talk about sports, we talk about the beer, we talk about the whiskey, we might talk some politics. So that's kind of what I like to do.
Yeah. I think when you do a lot of stuff on the beer, I always watch your stuff, and I think, well, you're reviewing the beer, but you're not reviewing it to like score it or critique it as much. But you're giving your feelings about it kind of in a review that way. So,
yeah, I do give some tasting notes. The reason I don't like to be a reviewer is because I think if you're a movie reviewer, you're a movie critic. If you're a book reviewer, you're a book critic. I don't like to drink beer to find something wrong with it. I'm looking for something good.
Yeah.
So I'll give you what I feel about it. And every once there's over the years, there's been a handful of beers I've just hated, and I couldn't stop myself from saying so.
Some are bad at a point, especially if they're like a kind of a craft beer and you're paying this premium for it. And exactly. I had a thing come up where somebody had posted something on one of the other groups on Facebook, and they were asking what you thought about it, and it was the Velvet one from Ballast Point. And I said, really, for me, the best thing on it was the label, because the beer itself didn't live up to what you thought it was going to be as far as being like a red velvet cake type beer. Yeah. Outside of the color, because they used beets to get it as red, but the taste was not really there as much as it should have been, or what you had thought it would have been, because you had thought it had been more smoother as an oatmeal type red stout than what it actually was, and it just didn't deliver fully. I said, it was kind of a disappointing beer because Ballast Point puts all these other good beers out there. And for their price point, if you're going to put it out there, you need to make the mark. I mean, because people are paying good dollar to get some of your beers. And when it's not a miss, it's a big miss because of how much you're charging people for it. So it's not like something like if you got a Bud Light or whatever, there's like $6.99 a 6-pack on that. They're paying like $15 in some places or $14 for these 6-packs. And it's like, make it the quality you're going for. So, and that's like the new hazy little thing. I don't know if you saw from Sierra Nevada that came out.
I haven't had that yet. What did you
and we were talking about it on that comment thread. Like, I think it's as a beer, it's an okay beer. It's a good beer. It's got that West Coast like IPA, but it's not really a New England type IPA for what they're positioning it for. Versus if you've had other New England IPAs, and it's like, why are you chasing the trend? Stick to what you're doing. The Hot Bullet is a great beer that I think they made, and I really enjoy that one. It's like, this is your lane. Stay in this lane. This Hot Bullet is a good one. Don't go chasing the other stuff. And that's why I said it's kind of like the Fonz jumped the shark now because all these companies are chasing New England IPAs, it seems.
Well, I kind of felt the same way about the new Belgian Juicy Haze IPA.
The Juicy Haze, right. I thought it was better than the Sierra Nevada, but I don't think it was to the quality of what you're getting with the New England IPAs from these other
No, I think my problem with it was it felt like almost every new Belgian beer it felt like a junior version of the other style.
Yeah.
It was like a junior burger.
Yeah.
It had some of the flavors, but it was much lighter.
Right. Because they're trying to appeal to a more of a mass appeal or broad base probably, but it's like, don't chase the stuff. Just make what you know how to make. Stick with it. Believe in yourself. There's so many other beers out here doing. I mean, say what you want about something like a Yingling, but they stayed true to what they actually knew how to make. They didn't go chasing other people, and they're one of the reasons why they're still going as the oldest brewery in the country. They stay in their lane.
Be who you are, right?
Right.
There's a new brewery in Catskill, Missouri called Hungry Hollow. And I've done some recent reviews on them, or videos on them. I shouldn't say reviews, recent videos. He opened this brewery with 3 beers. He's got 3 beers out right now. They are an Imperial Saison at 8%, an Imperial Porter at 9%, and an Imperial IPA at 10.5%. Now, who opens a brewery with 3 big beers like that? And when I talked to him about that, he just said, I was tired of when I opened. He brewed with Boulevard. He's brewed with other breweries. So I was tired of doing what everybody else wanted. And I wanted to do the stuff I wanted to do. Fail or succeed. I was going to do it the way I wanted to do it.
Right. And that's what can work. I mean, the only thing you got to make sure is that what you want to do is what the people actually want as well. As I referenced one of my favorite films, Joe Dirt, if you're just all into sparklers, they don't want sparklers, you're hurting yourself, right? So you got to make some of the firecrackers.
Yeah, but I just think you got to be, like you said earlier, I think you got to be true to yourself, whatever that is.
But you want to make something that people do.
If people don't want it, well, at least you did it the way you wanted to do it.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we saw one of our breweries here go under because they ran out of funds. It was called Blank Slate Brewing. They made great beers, and the reason I say what I said earlier is because they actually were doing what they wanted to do and make things the way they wanted to make them, and the beers were great, but it wasn't drawing enough people in. Plus, they were like kind of on an off-beaten path that people didn't really get to the brewery as much, and ended up hurting them in the back end. So I think at the same point, you want to make what you want to make, but you want to also make sure you have enough people that are going to be interested to come out and do it too. Because if you get the best thing in the shop, that's great. But if nobody's going to come drink it, it's not going to help you in the end.
But then again, I guess the other side of that argument is if you're doing what somebody else's trend is, there's already somebody else doing that. So why are they going to come to you? You have to be different. And I think that's what a lot of people miss with craft beer is if you're going to pop open a new brewery, you can't be like everybody else. You have to have something else to offer. And I think in the case with this particular brewer I'm talking about, I think that's what he's doing right, is that he's doing what nobody else in the area is doing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he definitely has the success to make it then. And I think a lot of it too is your community placement. If you got enough people around a community where you're at, they got to be able to support it because we have so many craft breweries that are popping up now. It's kind of like you got to have that base there too. It seems. I mean, we
This
got 60
brewery,
breweries
RJ,
in Cincinnati.
if you were to travel to me right now in Springfield, which is, not necessarily a small city, smaller than where you are, but
Mhm.
I mean, smaller than where you are, but not a small city, and I was to drive you to Cassville. Cassville is rather small. Then I would take you to this brewery, and you would start to hear banjos playing.
Oh,
And it's really, I mean, I would say it's in the middle of no place, but that would be not giving no place credit. I mean,
yeah,
it's really out there. So I guess my point is that he just did what he wanted to do. He's got
yeah.
this brewery out in the middle of no place. I mean, nobody's going to visit out there unless you have great beer, and I think that's what he's counting on.
So you think he'll be able to support it? Then
People,
you think he has beers to do
many
that?
craft beer drinkers are about a destination, going somewhere like Hill Farmstead, for instance.
Yeah.
You're going to travel for hours to get somewhere just to find great beer. And I think that's what he's banking on, because he really is making great beer out there.
You think he's enough to sustain it then out there as well?
I honestly do, because I tell you what, he's in a good amount of liquor stores in around Southwest Missouri. And every one that I've been to will all tell me the same thing. When I walk in there anonymous and ask, what beer should I try if I haven't had it before, every one of those beer guys will point to that one. They'll say Hungry Hollow. You have to try that beer. It's really that good. I said, they're kind of pricey. Are they worth the price? They said, I got to tell you, these beers are fantastic. So, I mean, every beer guy will tell me the same thing. So, I mean, it's not just me that thinks the beer is that good. Everybody that has them thinks they're that good.
Good. Well, if he's only doing the 3, he's definitely putting care into it, I'm sure, and that's allowing him to make a better product.
Well,
he's not stretching himself out.
He's doing a grand opening on April 21st. He kind of joked with me, so I'm trying to put together a session IPA for that event. I said, okay, so you're doing about a 4.5% IPA. He says he chuckled and he said, well, for me, session is about 5.5, 6%.
That's a good session. Yeah.
Because the smallest end of his other beers is 8%, so session for him is 5.5, 6.
A little bit more than what session actually means, I think, to most people. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the joke, but yeah. But for him, that's a session IPA. And I guess the point is, he's not going by anybody else's rules. He's doing his own thing. And
yeah.
I think my larger point is, I wish more craft breweries would do that. I think we have too many Sam Adams, too many New Belgiums, too many Sierra Nevadas that just want to be at that status quo. Do great things or don't do anything at all.
Yeah, I mean, we have one of our breweries here, for instance, Urban Artifact. They do wild and sour type beers, and they're known for that. And they're stuck in that type of situation, and it's paying off for them. I mean, they're known as that brewery to go to, just like Rheingeist is kind of more the IPA type brewery. And those that kind of make that image and they know to make what they're going to do, I think it can benefit them for the people that like those type beers, and they know that branding is actually being done. So more power to him. Hopefully he makes it and he gets people in there. And 3 Imperials, I mean, I've never had an Imperial Saison now that I think about it, but I wouldn't be upset trying it for sure.
It's a French style Saison, and it's 8%. And I got to tell you, man, I'm not really a big Saison fan. It was the best American Saison I've ever had.
Really? Okay.
It's brilliant. It really is.
Yeah.
And he's got this Imperial Porter at 9% that he uses coffee in, and that's just amazing. I mean, every beer this guy does is incredible. But then again, I mean, he cut his teeth with Boulevard. He knows what he's doing. He just wanted to do his own thing.
Yeah, we get more to Boulevard beers here now, so I'm going to try to get more involved trying some of theirs down the line. But I've got so many beers that I've collected in the beer cellar. I'm trying to tell myself, do not buy any more beers for the next 2 or 3 months, because I have so many beers I need to actually go through and review. And you know how it is, and all of a sudden you'll be somewhere, oh, that's a seasonal that just came out. I haven't had that one before. You're picking that up, you're picking this up, and it's like, you can never get the damn cellar empty because you're always picking up beers that only come out one part of the year.
I typically buy 2 or 3 6-packs a week, right? And I'll drink one here, one there, and do a video for them. and then they get forgot about. And next week I buy 2 or 3 more 6-packs and 2 or 3 more 6-packs. Next thing I know, I got beer stuck in the back of the fridge I forgot I had.
Yeah, so I was like, I need a bottle share just for the town to come drink beer so I can start over again. But yeah, I actually started tracking stuff I had in the cellar for one of the apps I have, and I probably have close to 100 something beers. So I'm not trying to get to that hoarder stage. I want to get the beers worked back down. So I'm trying not to go out and buy any more. But, like I said, once in a while, some of these beers that come out are seasonals. You pick them up because they're not going to be available anymore after a point. So,
well, about a year ago now, about last May, we moved. And when we moved, I started finding beers I didn't even realize I had. They were tucked in various corners. They were in the garage that I thought I lost. So once I found them all, I started going through all these beers. I mean, I had like Backwoods Bastards of 3 different years. I had to go through. I said, you know what? There's no point to continue to age these. I'm just going to drink everything. So that's what I did. Damn. And so I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have so many beers. It's kind of like I'm a beer prepper. If anything goes bad, I got all the beers prepared. I got enough beers. We'll be okay.
Collect beer and honeybees. You'll be all right.
Right.
Oh, anyway, I didn't want to run this video long, RJ. I just wanted to have a little session with you and I. Is there anything you want to add before we end this live broadcast?
All right. Yeah, it's always good, and definitely doing some more. I see the cat. The cat's becoming more and more in the videos this season.
This is Lars the cat. See, Lars the cat is a bigger ham than I am. Every time I turn the camera on, she wants to be right there. This is Lars. Lars, believe it or not, Lars is 11 years old.
Wow. Yeah, she was sitting up there behind you for a little bit there.
Yeah, she likes to be on camera.
Yeah.
So have I told you the Lars the cat story?
No.
So we had some abandoned cats, and I didn't want to keep them, but I didn't want them to starve to death either. So I just put food outside our back porch.
Right.
So there's 3 of them. So we didn't want to name them because my wife told me we weren't going to keep them.
Sure.
So I just called them small, medium, large due to their size when they were kittens. This was the largest kitten. So I put food out there, and at some point, large or small moved on, and medium moved on, but large stayed around. And then large disappeared for a few weeks at a time, and she'd come back and say hi. Then she'd disappear for a few months and come back and say hi. Then she'd start coming around more frequently. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, she'd come in every once in a while. She'd have a little bite of food, go out. She wouldn't be needy, just come in, have a little bit. And then all of a sudden she decides she wants to stay in. And now we have 3 cats. And of the 3 cats, she's the neediest. She's the one that requires the most attention.
She's like, I was here first.
Yeah. Watch, the others were here first.
Oh.
She was the loner that didn't want to be kept down. She was an outside cat. All of a sudden, she wants the most attention now.
Yeah.
But actually, all 3 are about 3 months apart. They're all right about 11 years old now.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm also Tom the Cat Whisperer, apparently. Anyways, so RJ, tell folks about your channel. Give them the links so they know.
Yeah, if people want to check it out, Rod J Beer Ventures here on YouTube. Or you can go to rodjbeerventures.com, and that's the website. And then on the website, you can click the link and take you right in. And then it has a bunch of other stuff there that you can see from the other social media stuff, but beer reviews and beer news and live streams, all kinds of different stuff. So most of the stuff's all about beer. So,
are you thinking about doing more whiskey and bourbon stuff?
I'm thinking about doing more whiskey stuff or bourbon or liquor in general. I did the stuff on the
RJ, just going to add it to your beer channel.
No, I'm just going to add it to the beer. I mean, right now, because so YouTube's all kind of screwy anyway, so I just add it on there, and I'll have some off.
That's what I did.
This has some off stuff.
Well, I tell you what I did was on Facebook, I added a separate whiskey page, but on YouTube, I just keep it all together.
Well, just keep it all together now because the way YouTube's doing it. But I'll do like occasionally. I've done the Jim Beam vanilla, and I've done the Jim Beam Devil's Cut on some stuff, and there'll be some other stuff I'll add to it as well. But the other night I was doing some stuff because I had a gaming channel and I was just drinking beer and playing some video games and talking about the beer while I was playing the game. So just all kinds of different things and just trying to have fun. And as people come in and check it out, I ask them, what else do you want to see? And let people decide on some of the stuff they like to find out about. I do stuff for some of the home brewers where I talk about different hops at different points and beer news and all kinds of stuff.
That's a great idea. Yeah, that really is. That's a nice idea.
Yeah, so I do like a 1 minute or so. I forgot what I called it, but it was like a 1 minute thing where I'll feature a hop and I'll talk about that hop. And it's just different stuff. You always try to do stuff. We have a good amount of people talking about beer, so I'm trying to do stuff differently that people might want to see a little bit more information about or details, and kind of let the people that watch tell me what they want to see and kind of go from there.
Well, there you go. That's nice. I am Ton Beer Whisperer. I want to thank R.C. Jones for joining us from Rod J. Beer Ventures. This is Large the Cat. Say hi, Large the Cat. Large ain't talking tonight. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. But you can't believe everything she says. She's a big fat liar.
Yeah.
That's an old joke. Anyway, I'm Ton Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all around good guy. Thanks, RJ.